Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Money Factor here on The Sphere. My name is LaShonda Johnson, certified financial educator, and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. And
I am Tony Sanders, also licensed financial professional, co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance, and welcome back to The Money Factor.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy
Monday.
4th of July.
That's
Monday,
right.
Monday.
Today
Yes.
is July 3rd.
Yes, tomorrow's July 4th. And of course, we won't be with you guys tomorrow because we're not with you on Tuesdays.
Right.
So we get to talk about 4th of July
Independent stuff now.
Today.
Yes.
And so just prior to getting on the show, we were having a conversation. I know everybody's hyped up about Jay-Z's new 444 album and the conversations that he's having about building wealth, life insurance, and credit and things like that.
A will. Do you know what a will
is? You know, you guys. Well, you know, we're coming up with some creative ways to have these conversations with you concerning the album and also the application of it. You know, so we were just talking, Tony and I and Gary Lee. You know how it's ironic that man, we talk about these things all the time. I know Tony had a post out talking about it. We talk about these things all the time, but you know, what is it going to take for our country to pay attention to, hey, the things that are necessary to really deal with your financial situation. And if it's hip hop culture, then so be it. So we're going to figure out a way to, you know, do some translation for you on that. So application is always important. We do talk about how applied knowledge is powerful, not just hearing it, but doing something about it. So fitting for us to be talking about today, financial independence, since we're talking about Independence Day. And so before we get into that, I do want to thank all of those who are responsible for us having this blanket of freedom that we have in our country. Shout out to you guys if you've served, if you've helped, if you've contributed, whatever the case may be. We do appreciate you, right, Tony?
Absolutely. Thank you. Because our independence is very important.
Yes.
You look at other, countries and things like that who wish that they can have the independence that we have, and we don't take it for granted, and I don't think that anyone should, especially in the times that we're living in. Yes.
Yes, we definitely want to say that. Now, talking about independent, well, it's said that you're not really ever independent until you're financially independent.
Yes.
Yes. And so I definitely am a strong believer in that. And that's because when we're held bondage to financial problems in our lives, it does prohibit us from being free. And so we're going to talk about a few articles today and then get into, of course, the Saving Your Future book so that we can talk about this topic. So in the news, let's talk first about, your financial independence. So this comes back. I've gone back to my no, actually not. It's not CNN.
It's not.
This is Retire at 40.
Right.
And one of the reasons why this was attractive to me is because I would have loved to have retired at 40. I'm not 40 anymore, and I'm still pursuing retirement.
Hey, but guess what? You look like it.
Thank you, thank you so much. You do too.
Hey, that comes from our producer this morning.
Yes, our producer said that this morning. Shout out to Gary Lee. So I forget you guys are not millennials. Okay, so let's look at the article, and we're going to start there. Declare your financial independence day.
Love it.
So that's easier said than done, you guys. You can declare it, but, what have you done to actually make it a reality? Mm-hmm. And so it says, woohoo, it's Independence Day, my favorite holiday of the year. It says life. Is that life?
Life. It's kind of small.
It is. Can you make it bigger, Gary?
There we go.
There we go. Life is good, and it's easy to take freedom for granted sometimes. I'm very grateful that we live in a country, what we just said, where we're free to do almost anything we want within reason. Mm-hmm. The U.S. has its share of problems. Of course it does. But they are relatively minor compared to many places in the world. Most of us have a very good standard of living, and we should be thankful for that. And we are very, very thankful for that. Mm-hmm. This year, we're going to relax at home, barbecue, some ribs, go swimming, and enjoy the blues festivals. The fireworks should be a ton of fun as well. But here's the deal. July 4th is also the perfect day to declare your financial independence day.
Like that.
Yes. So, America, if you're watching us, listening to us, are you going to declare financial independence once and for all in your life? That's a good question, and it's good to be able to have these conversations because, again, here we are. I mean, we're episode number 64.
Yes.
And everything that we've talked about is geared towards financial independence.
Financial independence.
Everything, all topics, the road and the journey to it. But how far are you from it, and how close are you to it? So that's a question. And you need to know exactly where you are and what it's going to take for you to complete your journey. And you need to know how far you are from it so you'll know what you need to do to continue your journey. And so let's go back to the article so we can see what else it has to say. So, Tony, you want to pick up from there?
Sure. It says financial independence is about having the freedom to do the work the way you want. We live in a free country, but most Americans are completely dependent on their employers. Wow. If you leave your job, would you be able to maintain the same standard of living? Once you've achieved your financial independence, the income from your investment will generate enough money to cover your expense. Life will be full of possibilities then. Imagine what you would do if money wasn't an issue. Would you keep working the same job or try something else? You can follow your dreams and dictate your own agenda. You'll be the one to fire your boss when you decide to retire instead of the other way around. Now that's freedom. Freedom, independence is a concept, may aspire, but only a few achieve. Financial independence is difficult because it can only be achieved with the deliberation and perseverance. Is a simple concept, but the execution, it can take a lifetime. Here's the 3 essential financial independence. I guess there's a link there, but let's go.
We're gonna talk about that.
I want to stop for a
we're
second though,
talk about
because what we talk about that all the time is the execution. Mm-hmm. That's where I think people lag. Mm-hmm. They get the information. We bring the information to them time after time. There's so many things available for people to get the information, but it's the execution, LaShonda.
Yes, execution is very important. And, not to beat a dead horse, but getting back to the, 444 album where he's talking about these things. But do you know how to do those things?
Right.
Do you know how much, we've talked about the dime method for months and Sundays on this show, even though we're not here on Sundays, but we've talked about it a lot. How do you determine what you need? But what is it going to take for you to need it? To get it? I still hear people saying that I'm not going to leave anybody anything.
Me too.
And so, again, execution is very important, but we are going to talk about some ways to get to that financial independence. So let's go back to the article and let's look at number one, track your finances. Most people have no idea what they spend their paychecks on. Man, it's just like repetitive conversations we're having about this. Money flow through your hands like water. You know, the first step toward financial independence is to figure out how to cut back on unnecessary expenses.
We tell you all the time, you have to create a budget.
Yes, but we also say that, you know, you have to spend less
and save more.
So you have to track your finances. And if you're not tracking your finances, how are you going to create a roadmap to success financially if you are just being non-compliant in some of these things? And I say non-compliant because we can pick and choose. And again, this is all voluntary. This is information. This show is informational, educational, and it's up to you what you do with the information,
right,
or not. But again, the future is coming for us. As long as we're living, I could say keep living.
Keep living.
The future is coming, and you know it's not going to erase the fact or negate the fact that you still have to be prepared for it.
I like what you said. That
tracking your expenses. It's something as simple as that. If you cannot do something as simple as that, then how are you going to build wealth? I'm just saying, just asking. These are simple things. So let's go back to the article. And number 2, Tony.
It says save and invest as much as you can. The next step is to save and invest as much as you can. This will determine how fast you can reach your financial independence. If you save 10% of your income, it will take 50 years to achieve financial independence. That's a lifetime. However, if you can save 70% of your income, you will most likely reach financial independence in less than 10 years. But realistic, that's not realistic.
We cannot save 70% of our income. We're trying to get you guys to save 30% of it.
I said 70%.
70. Wow. You know, through the journey.
Right.
We're saying at retirement age, which is whatever retirement age you choose, not necessarily what's stated through the Social Security Administration. You should own 80% of your income, and that's because you should have paid down your liabilities and reduced them and got rid of them by that point. So you're just sustaining, or you're just living on your basic living expenses.
Absolutely.
So most of us are not born with a silver spoon in our mouth. So we cannot say that we're funded completely for our lives. We have to fund our lives through, as it just said at the beginning of the article, dependency on our employers.
Right.
You know, unless you're going to create, you know, streams of income through yourself through entrepreneurship. And that's encouraged as well. But either way, we do have to be realistic, and owning 70% of your income is a financial goal.
Right.
But it has to be achieved through some years.
It
has to be achieved through some years. So let's go back to the article.
Says number 3, passive income exceeds expenses. It's simple. Once your passive income exceeds your expenses, you will be financially independent. There are other ways to define financial independence, but this is the safest way.
And I really like this. And I think this is a good way. You know, we've talked about a lot of things here, but we have not talked about generation of passive income. And so we're going to get a chance to speak about that today. But you know, we have said that you need to have multiple streams of income. And I think one of those streams need to be passive.
Absolutely.
So going back to the article. Oh, before we do that, we are at the portion in the show. Already. Man, this 15 minutes. We're only on Facebook Live for 15 minutes. And so it goes by really fast, especially when you're talking and you're having good conversation. But this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. And so we want to explain to you guys what they offer. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable, but Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. Bing! sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Hello. Love it.
And I tell you, when we're talking about finances, you guys, you cannot even imagine how much that we here at the Houston Housewives of Finance official really want to see you guys raise up financially and claim financial independence. I sometimes often think that we want it way more than our listeners and viewers do. I hope that's not the case.
Oh my goodness, I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case. But obviously we eat and breathe this. I mean, every single day we're always trying to come up with creative ways to help you guys to get it.
Yeah. You know, our passion runs deep when it comes to financial education, and we just want to see our community win. We want to see this country win when it comes to finances. It's just the resources that we haven't had, and so here's the opportunity to take advantage of that, and that's just the bottom line. You know, LaShonda always says, you know, you don't have to do what we do, but you must know what we know, and it just runs deep. It's just so deep, and we're so passionate about it, man. We can talk about this, and we do talk about it 365 days a year. If you come in within 3 feet of us, we're going to tell you exactly who we are and what it is that we do. And
not just 3 feet,
right? And we just don't, you know, we don't put it in a song. We here having real live conversations about it, you know. And I don't want to get into that because it is, and this is a very, very serious issue that affects each and every one of us, and it affects your legacy as well.
Yes, absolutely, you guys. And so speaking of, you know, this 15 minutes being up really quick, we need you now to go to the Sphere and subscribe, okay? Because you want to stay tuned to this message every single week. You don't have to wait until a hip hop artist releases an album. You can hear this every single Monday. How you can start to address these critical issues in your financial foundation, critical issues in building your financial future. So again, go to the Sphere. Please do subscribe. And while you're there, we would love for you to write a review. Tell us what you think, what you'd like to hear, what you feel about the show. And this show is brought to you, of course, at no cost to you other than what you pay your cell phone provider to see your Facebook. But we would like for you to also offer up a donation if that tickles your fancy. There's a way for you to do it. If you're watching us, just check the button. You can click on a single donation, or you can become a patron that donates all the time. Either way, we appreciate it. We thank you. And we'd like for you, last but not least, do share the show.
Absolutely.
We want you to share this because, again, we're trying to impact our world, really. You know, we're trying to impact, especially here in the U.S., our community. I'm especially passionate about our community, my community, the African American community. Of course, the message is not just for them, but that's where I'm from. That's my background. That's my roots. And I want to see us excel financially so bad. You know, so bad. And so, like Tony said, it's a passion of ours. So please go share the show, like, review, and donate. We'd love for you to do that. So we're going to continue with the show, and if you subscribe, you can continue to see the show in its entirety through that. So, Tony?
Awesome. You know what? That's what it is, LaShonda. We're just so passionate about it, and just wanting people to really take advantage of the resources. You know, people always say, "Oh, it's not available to us." Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's available.
I want people to also understand that this is something we chose to do. This is not something that we are employed to do.
Right.
Most of the things we do is benevolent. So
you better speak, girl.
Most of the things we do, let me just repeat that to you guys. Most of the things that we do is benevolent. We don't get paid to do a lot of the things that we do.
Right.
We get paid based on services that we provide to you through companies, and we don't even charge you. We let the providers pay us, but that's neither here nor there. We're saying this because we've chosen to help people to raise up financially.
Right.
That's a choice. This is not an employment situation for us. This is a choice. And we chose to help our community because we felt our lives were affected by what we learned, and we knew that thousands upon millions of people could be able to learn from some of the things that we've learned and benefit from the things that we learned. So again, this is something we're passionate about because we chose to do it.
You know, and I'm just so proud that we have the platform here at the Sphere and our other platforms that we can bring it to you. I
Absolutely.
mean, that's a really, really big deal to me, because if not, you know, some people, they have a platform, but I don't see them really using it like they should or
Right.
how they could. And so I'm very grateful and thankful that we have the platform to be able to bring you this information that's free. All we ask that you do is like, share, a review, and, you know, donate. And that's not taking up a lot. And we all have to just continue to work together so that we can fight this issue of financial illiteracy. Again, I'm not going to stop. You know, I want this to seriously be my legacy. And when I'm gone from this good earth right here, I want people to say, you know what? She did a good fight. People,
she went out fighting, trying to help people.
Trying to help people win. I mean, it's
Yes.
that serious to me.
Yes.
And I see a lot of people, you know, on Facebook, they, you know, keep going, Tony, don't stop, you know. And I said that's good and said and all said and done, but I need you all to be in that fight with me. You know, we can't do it alone, LaShonda and I. We need your help.
Yes.
We need your
And,
help.
and having said that, I'm really grateful for our alliance, of course, with World Financial Group and World System Builders, who created the campaign to educate 1 million people by 2020. And you think about 1 million people as it relates to our total population, that's not even scratching the surface.
No.
You know, and I honestly think, you know, even beyond 2020, if I'm alive and well and still kicking, nothing's going to stop me from still pursuing that pursuit of educating people. And so, you guys, speaking of that, please come out to our workshops. Our workshops are held on Tuesday nights and also Saturday mornings. Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. and also Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. at 2500 East TC Jester. And that is Houston, Texas, 77008, Suite 345. So this is a way for you to take action for your own situation. You know, regardless of what we hear out here,
Right.
we're all responsible for our own personal situation. So
Absolutely.
are you going to declare financial independence for yourself and your family? Or let me not say declare it, but just declare that you're going to at least start the journey.
Absolutely.
You're
Just
going to
start.
at least
Get started.
take action to make it happen. So that's a good question for you. Only you can answer that. We'll continue to provide you with the information you need
Right.
to walk that journey.
So, and talking about the workshop, so this week we will be out. So of course, tomorrow is a holiday, so our offices will be closed for our workshops. And on this Saturday, again, we'll be out. So we'll resume our workshops on next Tuesday, I believe is July the 11th.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you there.
Absolutely.
And if our Houston offices are not convenient for you, you're in a different state, please reach out to us. I'm Tony S. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. And
LaShonda J. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
you can reach us at 1-844-700-4463. You can also reach us on all our social media outlets. We're on Instagram, Meetup, LinkedIn. We're on Twitter, and we're also on Facebook as the Houston Housewives of Finance Official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. So yes, go ahead, LaShonda.
I was going to say also you can email us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. You guys, several ways for you to reach us. Google us.
Right.
We really don't care. Just reach out. Just reach out to us so that you can get the information that you need.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what's up next, LaShonda?
Let's go back to the article. I'm not sure if it has anything else to say. Well, Financial Independence Day, our financial independence goal is to generate enough passive income to exceed our expenses by
2020.
in 2020. And so 2020 is a magic number here.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to go on. I really like this, is give you a ratio, passive income versus expenses. So coincidentally, July 4th is the halfway mark of the calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that too. It's a great time to take stock and see if you're on track. You have to set a goal first to understand what you're on track for. I only check it twice per year. Now I do it every month in our monthly passive income report. So if you don't even have passive income, we're going to share with you in the next article some ways to be able to create it. But let's go down and look a little bit more into how this can really help you. So talks about some ways here is dividend, portfolio, rental properties, real estate, crowdfunding, person-to-person lending, interest, retirement accounts, and also retirement accounts that can help you tax advantage. Yes. So now, one thing that I like that it says also about rental properties, because a lot of people think that I'm just going to I'm going to jump into rental properties. If you read further in the article, and of course you can go back to the links here at thesphere.tv, but it talks about, Tony, how rental properties, they didn't make a lot of profit on that, but it just increased their net worth.
Right. Because I was one who had rental properties, and yeah, it doesn't, just on paper. Yeah.
So, the thing is, you have to understand, you have to be careful with the rental property deal, because if you're not buying those homes cash, and even if you were to buy those homes cash, let's just do the math. How long is it going to take? How much rent are you going to have to collect for you to be in the clear of what you invested into that property? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get into rental properties, but just understand what's happening there. Don't have a false sense of security behind rental properties. Really understand your profit margin when it comes to rental properties. And so it's something you need to really take a look at and make sure that you're coming in on the positive side.
Absolutely.
And if you're increasing your net worth, then you're also increasing the size of your estate, which you could also be increasing the taxes due on that estate. So then estate planning is necessary. Wills and trusts might be necessary. A lot of things might be necessary, but I do know the one thing that is not negotiable is you having a strategy. Have to have a strategy.
Have to have a strategy.
Absolutely. So let's go back to the article.
So there's a chart here.
Yeah, there is a chart.
Okay.
Tony, you want to go into that?
Sure. It says passive income. You like you said, you talked about having the dividends, the rental property, the personal lending, the real estate shares. He has so many things here. But then if you look at his 2016 versus his year to date, it just goes on and on. About 10,008 in dividends, and to date is 5,755. Hey, that's a 53% yield. Is that correct?
Well, but I want you to take a look at the realty shares.
Okay, let's go down to the realty shares. It wasn't applicable.
Well, it's there, but you can see it's a very low return there.
Only $71.
Well, yeah, that's what you see.
No way.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you see. Okay, so that's why you want to understand what you're doing when you get into real estate, because it requires money to make money. But when will you see the return? Okay, and even interest on the interest column. You have to understand how much interest you're receiving, and you also have to understand the rule of 72. And you have to understand whether or not you're participating in things that give simple interest or compound interest. And so those things are important to know. Bottom line is you cannot not understand money if you're going to have financial independence. It's very important to understand. And so I don't know any other way to slice it or dice it.
You know, what you're saying that, it brings me to some articles that I read over the weekend about, unfortunately, athletes, losing money, allowing someone else to manage their money. And everybody needs to understand. I don't care if you have somebody managing your money or not.
You still need to understand. Yes. Professional money management is...
Oh, my goodness. And then how do you allow somebody to write checks for you?
Well, again, I worked in the industry for going on 10 years, working with physicians distributing capital medical equipment. And a lot of them didn't even understand how they were paid through their fee schedules. Because I'm telling you, it shocked me how many doctors didn't understand what they got paid for each service that they provided. There's fee schedules for each service that a doctor provides, each procedure that they provide. And, that's coded by ICD-9 codes and CPT codes. They didn't understand that stuff at all. And they would often tell me, man, I like to practice medicine. I pay somebody to do that.
All that.
It's okay to pay someone to do that, but you still need to understand it. I said, how can you put your financial means that's coming
someone
into
else's
you
hands.
in the hands of somebody that you're paying maybe $10, $12, $13 an hour, and you're making them responsible for your revenue stream and the
Wow.
lack thereof, and you don't understand it. I don't understand it. It goes back to not being able to understand what's going on with your finances, and and you're the owner of those finances. So it's kind of the same thing if you look
Wow.
at it.
Well, that brings us to this portion of the show. So thankful and grateful that we have the Sphere for all the great information. The Sphere. Are you starting a business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as in modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. You know what? .tv, excuse me. I just love the Sphere. I really do. Because when you're thinking about, hey,
Yes.
I hate to say it, but I'm on a rant, so you guys got to stay with me here. Here we bring this information to you. You don't even have to pay for it. Just saying.
It's true.
All the
It's
things
true.
that the Sphere provides for us, just not the money factor, but all the shows.
Oh, it's a lot
Oh
of
my
content,
goodness,
you
all
guys.
the content.
Gotta check it out. Gary, can you
have to
pop it up there for a
subscribe.
second?
Yes.
You guys, look, 3 Hues, which we had a chance to participate in that experience, which was wonderful. So there's some entertainment for you. A la carte, that's a cooking show. Activate, that's about exercise. All things beauty.
Yes.
Love that show. Docs. G is for gentlemen. Love it, love it, love it. Hashtag, that's our society today is social media. We talk about social media, how to interpret those things. Injustice, a show about our legal system, and intermission. There's a lot of entertainment out there with TV, movies. You get a chance to get into that too. Startup Masters, Technocrats. That's one I need to just be plugged into all the time. Hip hop show, the boom bap, and of course the money factor.
Absolutely.
So you guys, there's a lot here that you can get. And like Tony said, it is
free.
Just saying. So any topic that you want to, any category of information that you need is available here at the Sphere.
And if it's not here,
So,
guess what?
he probably is gonna have it.
He's already working on it. No worries.
Absolutely.
He's working on it.
Absolutely. So let's go back to the article and see what else the article has to say. I'm not sure what else is included there. But you guys, one thing I want to say here, it just gives you a breakdown of the different things. So let's go back to the rental properties. It says we are way ahead in 2017 with our rentals. We haven't had any big repairs this year, so the income had a chance to accumulate. This might be our best year with the rentals yet. So again, those are things that are contingent upon who you have in the property.
Ooh, yes.
Where the property's located, as far as the price, what you're willing to put into the house to rent it out. So let's go back to the list and look at some other items that are listed there. It talks about P2P lending. That's person-to-person lending. I'm slowly pulling money out of my person-to-person lending and investing into real estate crowdfunding instead. And we'll have another show that'll talk a little bit about that. But real estate crowdfunding, it says, I opened an account with Realty Shares, and this is where you can invest in real estate without having to go, be a commercial purchaser. In January, invest $8,000 in a commercial property in Arizona. The return on investment for this project is estimated to be in the high teens after 3 years. So again, the reason I want to point this out, Tony, is because time is a factor in everything.
Absolutely.
And so we've talked about that quite often too. So when you're planning for financial independence, it depends on how much time you have to play with.
You have to play with it.
And so you have to pick what you put money into to create that passive stream or active investing based on your time.
That's very good.
Yes.
We talk about that all the time, the wealth formula. How much,
Absolutely.
How much money you have, how much time are you going to invest?
If you have a lot of time, this is a mute point.
Hello. But hey, if you have more years behind you than ahead of you, think wisely.
You got to be very wise in your choices, and I would suggest seeking some help from people like Tony and I. Again, you can contact us. My email address is LaShondaJ@HoustonHouseWivesOfFinance.com.
And I'm Tony S. at HoustonHouseWivesOfFinance.com. You can also reach us at info@HoustonHouseWivesOfFinance.com, or of course at our 1-844-700-4463.
Awesome. So let's go back to the article and see what it closes out with. It says, wow, we're doing very well with our financial independence ratio this year. Okay. Can you say that? You guys? There's still a little gap between our passive income and our expenses, and they cite some numbers on this, and we're going to talk about that more in the next article, where you can create some streams of passive income.
Yes.
To support your future retirement needs. But I like that it says, Tony, that regardless, it needs to exceed your expenses.
Hello.
Still, we're talking about decreasing expenses.
Unless.
In all scenarios, it does not move away from lowering your expenses.
Right.
That is the number one thing, is you've got to lower how much money you're spending and keep more.
Yeah. What do we say? Instead of increasing your lifestyle, increase your savings.
Yes. And hey, if you don't know how to do that, because I realize some people just don't know how to do that, or they have habits that are not easily broken, then get some help and some accountability. I really do enjoy being able to help people to come out of these cycles. I've got a lot of clients that, they were just excited to be able to get the information.
Right.
That would empower them to be able to make some wiser choices. And then the accountability, have an accountability partner. We can hold you accountable for it.
Absolutely.
We don't have a problem with that. But two, if you're married, you and your spouse can hold each other accountable. You can, why you look like that, Tony?
Oh, I mean, because it's really important, because, you always have one that is, one that's going to spend, one that's going to save. But if you all just
Who are you in your relationship?
I used to be the spender. Now I'm the saver. I can honestly say that the workshops and, being in the financial service industry has definitely made me the wiser when it comes to finances and, looking towards the future and not thinking about just now, but later, and wanting to have a great retirement, want to retire with dignity, after working so hard for so many years.
Yes.
I don't want to be that person who has to, go back to work after working 30, 40 years. That's not going to be me. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do things. And the only way that you're going to do that is you have to have a plan, a financial plan that can get you to your goal.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Well, I don't have a partner, so I have my right shoulder and my left shoulder, my devil and my angel. And the devil's always like, you can't have it, you can't spend it. And the angel's like, you know better than that. But, the thing of it is, I'm in the financial services industry, so I have constant reminders.
Yes, I remind her
what
all the time.
I should be doing.
I'm her partner over there too.
That's my accountability right there. But
it's good to have that, though.
Yeah, you do.
It's very good to have that.
You do. You have to have it.
If you have no one in your corner telling you no, you don't need it, or no, you can't buy it. I mean, come on, and
you're not disciplined enough
to
know that you shouldn't do it.
Right.
Then hey, I mean,
and hey, what did you say? You told me this once. You told me that I think it was the athlete who said, if you
Clyde
should,
Drexler.
Yes, say that.
Clyde Drexler, at the Black Enterprise Entrepreneur Summit just a couple of months back, he said, as a young person, I had a financial person. I befriended one, and he said everyone should befriend a financial professional and do what they tell you to do. That's what he said. Quote it. Quote.
Which we're trying to be your friends.
Yeah.
You see?
Hey, you need to. I mean, I like that the millennials talked about having, watch your 5 friends.
5 friends. Who's on your 5 friends list?
Make sure that one of them in that list is a financial professional.
Am I on your list? Am I on your list?
Get somebody next to you that knows about money.
Right.
You know, and
not your auntie and uncle and cousin and
No.
friend. Get a professional.
have a professional,
Right.
you know, because a lot of people say that, oh, my aunt knows.
Oh, yeah.
My uncle knows. Oh, you know, and I was having a conversation. We were having a conversation with someone specifically that said, oh, my uncle told me all these things.
Right.
But I was shocked because he retired broke and poor. So I said, what happened? Obviously, he didn't do those things.
He didn't do what he told you to do. Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next article, which talks about sources to create some passive income. 3 ways to define, 3 ways. Is this the next article? Okay. So 3 ways. It talked about, 3 ways. It is talking about passive income in there. So let's go back to the article, Gary. And we want to highlight some of those ways. So we'll skip down for time's sake. Financial freedom by net worth. Okay. And if you guys don't understand what net worth is, it is the things that you own versus the people you owe. Okay. Your assets minus your liabilities. And we talk about this in workshop number 4 in our workshop series and through our national campaign for financial literacy. So you have to come out to the workshop to get that. Okay. And again, our address is 2500 East TC Jester, and that is Houston, Texas, 77008, Suite 345. Tuesdays, 7 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. Remember, this week, 4th of July week, we will not be in operation, but we will be back in full force on Tuesday, July 11th. So make sure you come out, mark your calendars for that. So let's go back to the article. Okay, so this is one easy way to check if you're close to financial freedom. First, figure out your net worth. That's the value of everything you own.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, it's worth doing this. Take the time to do this. Then divide it by your annual expense. If this number is 25 or more, then you're close to financial independence. You can withdraw a fixed 4% from your asset. And I love this because this is now drawing from your assets.
Absolutely.
That's why you have to create assets.
You have to create it.
Because you want to be able to pull from them. So adjust for inflation every year. How many times have we said that? And your portfolio should last the rest of your life. Not to next week.
Right. We talk about that too.
The rest of your life.
You don't want to outlive your money. You want your money to outlive you.
No, you guys. So this is a very simple formula to follow. But listen, you've got to do these things, honestly. Unless you're okay with just letting the, chips fall where they may, and you just end up wherever you end up.
No, you can't be okay with that.
People act like they're okay with that. Their actions show that they're okay with that.
Tell me you're not okay with that.
I hope you're not okay with that. Okay. Don't be okay with that, you guys. Please really go in and do these things for you. We have a lot of exercises in our workshops, homework assignments and things like that you can apply so you can answer some of these questions. We even have a worksheet in workshop number 1.
Absolutely.
That allows you to be able to figure out where your money is going.
Number 1 has a
I love it. 26
worksheet.
ways to find $100 to $200. Another workshop to figure out what your net worth is, where your money's going. A worksheet to be able to track your expenses.
To track your expenses. I love that worksheet.
You guys, listen. There's no excuse.
No excuse.
You cannot say that you didn't have the resources to figure this thing out and get better. Okay? So let's go back to the article, Tony. You want to pick up from there?
So where are we? Where would you like for me to go? It says, actually, there are a few things wrong with this formula. The net worth isn't really a good indicator because it includes your home, your cars, your furniture, and other depreciating assets. You can't generate income from those items unless you sell them. Let's use the investable instead of the net worth. The investable asset is just how much your investments are worth. Investable assets include your stocks, your bonds, your CDs, cash, investment properties, and more. Your primary residence and other personal property are not part of your investable asset. Investable assets tells you how much you have available without having to sell your personal properties.
Yes, I really like that, because in my ignorance, before I came to know what I know now, man, I really thought that I was going to retire off of the equity in my home.
You
Then
said that.
Some
You
serious
said that several
ignorance.
times.
Until I did some of the things that is suggesting that you do here. Sit down and look at your situation. Literally, while asleep, I could see my statement in my head that had how much equity I had in my home. And I was woken up in a cold sweat, like, this is not enough.
Right.
I mean, I can't even live like I'm living right now on this.
Just on that.
So, girlfriend, you got to wake up in the morning and go and figure out this thing, because your plan is not a plan. It's a plan. You're on the road to failure.
I love when you tell that story.
You're going to be broke. You're not going to make it. I don't even know how you're going to eat. And then I realized, okay, I like that it says you have to sell it, because I'm like, okay, in order for me to get the equity, I have to either sell the home, or I have to do a home equity, do some type of, the reverse lending more. I say either way, none of these are good plans.
Right.
So, hey, you'd be surprised what you find when you start doing discovery in your own finances.
Right.
You'll find that your plan is not a solid proof one, like mine was not. It was a jacked up situation.
Oh my goodness.
That I was in.
Well, this takes us to the last portion of the show, which is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join the thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com, and use the coupon code DOPE for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. I just love this Unleash Your Dopeness with KG. I just love it.
Yeah, so we're going to have to ask her to create some kind of Unleash Your Dopeness financially shirt.
Yes. Wouldn't that now
Yes.
unleash that?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Unleash it.
Yes, I
to,
loved it.
Cut the strings. Unleash untie the
Right. When
the jacket.
I came up with the idea when they started doing the Black Lives Matter. I said, does your finances matter?
They do.
Yeah.
That's
the question.
Your finances do matter.
Mm-hmm.
We have to say that over and over again.
Right.
But let's go back to this article. We're just going to highlight a few things here, and then we want to get into the Saving Your Future book. Here's your financial freedom ratio, you guys. Age. What is the age needed for financial independence? What is the age you want to have this done? 40 and younger, hey, you have greater than 33 years. Okay. 50, greater than 28, and 60 plus greater than 25. So if your financial freedom ratio is 25 or more, then you're getting close to financial independence. With a little, what does that say? My eyes are, caveat. Is that what it says? Okay. It also depends on your age. 4% withdrawal rate is quite safe if you're 60 and will spend a normal amount of time in retirement. I'm 40, and I think it's pretty risky to withdraw 4% at this age.
Right.
So, the lifespan, you have to consider too that the lifespan is increasing because medical technology is getting better. So we're living longer, you guys. So that's why it makes it necessary for you to do these things. And of course, if we're living longer, then you have to account for some other things, medical, so it cannot just be about what I'm going to bring home and how I'm going to live. You also have to account for the decline of your health,
right,
and being able to account for that as well. So let's get into the Saving Your Future book. Again, these links are available at thespirit.tv. You can go back and look at them, read them, catch your own convictions about them, unleash your dopeness in your financial situation through these articles, but just do something. Okay. And so, of course, we want to talk about the Saving Your Future book. If you don't have this book, shame on you. We're in 64 episodes and you don't have it yet. It's still time. You can get it from us still, and you know how to do that. Reach out to us at 1-844-700-4463. You can shoot us a Facebook message. You can inbox us, email us, Google us, call us, whatever. Just get the book. Have this financial Bible near your bedside, in your bathroom, in your car, in your work bag, wherever you need it, at your desk at work. Just get this book, okay? So let's go to page 74, is it, or 75? 76. I'm way off. 76. Talking about managed growth. Well, it's important to have managed growth if you're going to be financially independent. How do you win the money game? Well, first of all, if money were a game, many of us would be losing. We would be losing. Right. Let's just be real. Right. Making big income does not necessarily mean that you are going to win. Millions are drowning in a sea of debt. Bankruptcies don't just happen in the working poor. It befalls people from all walks of life. Yes. Some people make a lot, but they may spend a lot too. That's just our society. Others make big bets when the market is hot, but shy away when the market is undervalued. They lose and don't know why they lose. And those who win don't often know why they win. If they knew, they would continue to do what makes them win and avoid what makes them lose. Lack of knowing how money works is the main cause for losing the money game.
Love it.
That's why you have to know.
It right there.
That is it right there. You have to know.
You have to know.
It's the determining factor whether you win or lose.
Win, lose, or draw. You must know.
You've got to know. It's not an option. So let's go on to the next page, Tony.
It says growth or safety. Do you want growth or safety? When thinking about safety for their money, most people think about banks. When they want growth, most people think about investment securities. The problem is that if you want growth, you may not get the safety. And if you want safety, you may not get the growth to beat inflation. Sound like a catch-22? Can you get both growth potential and safety? It can be possible. When you play sports, you have to play both offense and defense. You've got to be strong on both sides. You can't have all the players attack and leave no one to defend the home base.
Oh my gosh. I love this book. I love it.
Because you know why? It's just so simple and it's so clear. Everybody can understand that.
Yes, and it's written with that intent. You know, I love it. I mean, you have to play offensively and defensively in your finances. And so if you're just playing on the offense side, you're looking to gain. Well, how are you going to deal with the losses that are coming your way?
Absolutely.
Okay. And the answer is not shut down, quit when there's a loss. So you have to be able to know how to play both sides of the fence. You know, if that weren't the case in sports, then a lot of defensive players would be out of a job.
They would be out of a job.
Because it's a lot of people that their strength is offense in sports. But man, defense wins games. They say that all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So you can score all the points in the world, but if you can't prevent your opponent from scoring, then hey, I don't know how you're going to win. So
I like that.
I know, girl. Hey. Oh my gosh. I love sports. So let me put my little pun in on that. But you guys, let's go back to the book because you have to read these things so you understand. We're talking about growth, safety, tax advantages, and protections. Thus, you have to diversify. You allocate your assets into different portions or positions. You use dollar cost averaging to capitalize on the downtime in the market. Occasionally, you rebalance your investment mix if your objectives have changed and to make sure your investments are doing what you need them to do. I like that it says you need them to do. Because it is helping you to reach a goal that you have set. But if you've not set that goal, then everything is mute. You don't even know what you're chasing, what you're working for. So you have to start first with a strategy, you guys. You have to have a personal financial strategy. You have to know what your numbers are because everything you do will be an effort to reach those numbers.
Yep.
So if you don't know the number, how do you know
you can't get there.
What you're doing if it's going to work for you or not? So, I mean, I don't understand how some people are investing. They don't even have a set goal.
They have no idea.
And so I've sat with people. They said, I'm doing this. And I'm saying, well,
What's
what's your
goal?
number?
What's your goal?
What number? Your retirement number. Well, I haven't really thought about it, but you've been investing for 10, 15 years and you don't even have a goal. That leads to effort. The goal leads to effort. And then you pick the solution based on what's suitable and affordable to help you reach your goal. Absolutely. So let's go back to the Saving Your Future book. Okay. Take advantage of tax advantages. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take advantage of tax advantages? Allowed by law to grow more and keep more. You own the money if you have some tax advantages. Tax savings of 20% is good, as 20% gain in rate of return. And you must definitely have a good defense with protection on your life, your investment, and your estate. Why build all of this and then it could crumble right before you and you have nothing in place to protect it?
Nothing
so
protected.
that it can be transferred on to your descendants or the next generation or whoever you want to leave it to. Why build wealth if you can't protect it? So, I mean, really, these things are common sense, but I do understand that common sense in a lot of cases is not common. But if it's not common for you, here is your out. We've given you some resources so that it can become common.
Right.
And also the workshops also provide you a way for them to become common. Please, Tony, go. Let's continue. I'm a little emotional.
She got a little emotional there. When building your future and making financial decisions, you should ask these questions. Number one, can it potentially grow to achieve your goal? We just talked about it. Is it safe enough so that you won't lose any money? Or number three, does it have tax advantage? And number four, does it have proper protection? If you have a good answer to each of these, you are like moving in the right direction towards your goal. Growth is good, but managed growth is better. And
managed growth.
Managed growth is better.
Managed growth. So if you just grow, tank, tank,
No.
grow, tank, that's not good. Managed growth. Because what you're looking for is consistency in the growth so that you can predict a pattern. Because one thing we can't do is predict the market, but we can predict patterns, or we can look at patterns and we can draw conclusions from patterns. So, and who should be doing that? Well, you. You got to be looking at these things. Just a conversation we had just this past workshop about knowing what you have. You know, you got to know what you have and how it works. It's very simple as that. So we're going to close out with a couple of things here left in the Saving Your Future book. You know, formula 10-20. Let's just say this. You need 10 times your income to properly protect you and your family. You need 20 times your income to properly plan for retirement. This is a baseline, you guys. This is a base. Now, if you can't say these things, then you need to go correct it. Right. You know, we don't have a lot of time left because we've talked very passionately with you today. But we just have to say, you guys, please give us a call, schedule a strategy. That's the first step. You ask what's the first step? The first step is having a strategy. Second step is putting a plan of action to be able to do the strategy. You know, pick a solution to your strategy that will go with your strategy that's suitable and affordable. And of course, we can help you with that. Give us a call at 1-844-700-4463. Reach out to me at LaShonda J at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
And I'm Tony S at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. You can also reach us on Facebook as the Houston Housewives of Finance Official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. So please, just get in contact with us. This information that we provide to you each and every week is for you and your family to become winners. And I believe that with the resources, we can do it.
We can do it. You can do it. And so we'll see you next time. Same place, same channel, right here at the Spear TV, right here at the Money Factor. So you guys have a great, safe 4th. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.